Good morning, boys and girls. I'm sharing this math lesson with you because I can predict the future, and I know you are going to struggle with one of these problems. And I also wanted to review how we solve equations when they give us two numbers and one's missing. So you can draw pictures, you can use your fingers, your toes, however you want to do it. In the classroom, I would use number trees. And remember, what is a number tree? Mr. K, that's when you take a seed in some soil and you plant the tree and numbers grow. No, that's a different type of tree. You know a number tree is part, whole. So our number trees look like this. And when they give us two numbers, we just have to know which one's the part and which one's the whole. So we have to look at the operation. And that means, is it adding or is it subtracting? So if it's adding, let's look at the first one, 5 plus 6. They give us the two parts, so we know the whole is the number they're looking for here. Sometimes they want you to fill in the whole, or sometimes they want one of the parts. So this is a basic equation, 5 plus 6. That's a doubles plus one fact. I know it's 11. That's how we would solve it. You can use your number rack, which I showed you in the last math lesson, or use little dots if you need to, 5 dots plus 6 dots. Use your fingers, whatever you need to do. But we would do this using number trees. Look at the second one. Again, I look, is it adding or subtracting? Okay, it's adding. So that means they gave us one part there with the 8. So if I have my number tree, I have one part. Then they want to know what the other part is, and it does give us the whole. So we would fill it out like this. What goes with 8 to make 11? Well, that's make a 10 plus 1. So I know the part that they were looking for was 3. When it comes to subtraction on your next page, the first number in the subtraction equation is the whole. So we don't deal with negative numbers yet. So you'll always have the whole as the first number in a subtraction equation. And that's why it's super important to look at the operation. So you would have 13 on the top, and then it gives you take away 3. So I have my whole. I took away one part. What goes with 3 to make a 13? I know it is 10, and that was the number they were looking for on that first equation. I just wanted to review the number trees. That is one way we can solve an equation when it asks you for a missing number. Now, the problem that I anticipate we will struggle with is number 6 here. So let's just read it, and I'm going to show you how I would solve it with my big clunky whiteboard. So some penguins were playing on the ice. 10 of them dove into the water. A few seconds later, 6 of those penguins jumped back onto the ice. Now there are 12 penguins on the ice. How many penguins were on the ice to start? What? Use numbers, pictures, or words to show how you got your answer. I would like you to use a picture to solve this problem. So what you would do is you would draw the ice. So there's my big block of ice. And then there's my water. Okay? So how many penguins dove into the water? 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 penguins dove into my water. All right, you agreed? That was the first thing that happened. Now, a few seconds later, 6 of those penguins jumped back on the ice. So now you have to take the 10 dots, and how many do you have to go back on the ice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now 6 penguins went back onto the ice. So you would erase the 6 in the water and draw 6 dots on the ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now how many are left in the water? That's the key to solving this. So 6 went back on the ice. Then there's another step. Now there are 12 on the ice. So we had 6 go back on the ice, and it says now there are 12. So you would make sure to add 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I have 12 penguins on the ice. And then what it wants you to do is it asks you how many were on the ice to start. So if you know how many were left in the water, you should be able to solve this. So this is how I would solve it. I would use a picture. I'm not going to give you the answer, but if you just draw your ice and have your penguins be the dots, and then draw your water and make sure you remember how many are left in the water, erase the ones that went back onto the ice, make sure you have 12 on the ice total, because that's what it tells us, and then it asks how many were on the ice to start. So really all you have to do is know how many were left in the water, because they were on the ice to start, but then some of them jumped back onto the ice. I just wanted to try to explain that problem. It is a challenging word problem. It even says challenge. So don't worry if you don't quite get it, but give it a shot and really try your hardest to solve it. Try to use a picture, or maybe you can come up with an equation. I would love to see if you can write an equation for this. But I would recommend using a picture. Use your number trees to solve for the missing number. Remember part, whole. Remember, look at the operation. Is it subtraction? If it's subtraction, then the first number is the whole. If it's addition, we have two parts that make the whole. The whole goes on the top of our tree. So have fun doing your math.